Feels like it's
cute.
been forever since we last recorded.
But like everyone's hair's got longer besides mine.
You're just bald though, that's why.
Oh, what the hell?
Compared to me and
not
Q.
bald.
You were at the start of the season. Like, look at this picture. There'll be a screenshot from like episode 1 now. Did you have the buzz cut this season, or was that last year?
I think it was last year.
Was it? Time doesn't half fly, mate, I swear down. Like, every single week with the NFL, I was just counting down to Sunday. And it was like, all right, this is the weekend we win some money. But then another week would go by, and I'd be down. And I'd be like, this is the week. And then it got to a point where I was like, am I putting money on a kicker to win MVP for the Super Bowl? And then it was like, that's when it's time to stop. Anyway, boys, how have we been? We haven't spoke about the Super Bowl because we haven't done a little recap show. So maybe we start there. But first of all, let me introduce what we are doing today. The Super Bowl is done. Football season is over. But it does not stop there for us, because we are bringing you today a top 10 quarterback list of 2026. Kind of. I'll explain more once we get into the list, how the list is actually going to get like decided. It's a bit messy, but hopefully you'll follow along. If you do want to see more videos like this, make sure to like and subscribe, and let us know in the comments below what position group you want to see next. We are thinking about doing wide receivers, maybe some running backs, but that all depends what you boys want to see. So let us know in the comments what position group you want to see. Should we do top 10 tight ends? Key, can you name 10 tight ends?
Yeah.
Okay.
On the spot.
Yeah, I thought you were going to say Michelle Obama, to be honest. That's an inside joke, which people won't even understand. But anyway, top 10 women, Key. Can we do that? Can you name 10 women?
Michelle Obama.
There we go. That's the inside joke. Anyway, yeah, so Q, I've spoke to Key a little bit, obviously off camera, because me and Key see each other quite a lot, but we haven't seen you since the bowl, mate. Did you enjoy the game? What did you think of the halftime show? Did you enjoy, the inclusive cultural aspect of the performance, or did you think it wasn't white enough?
Well, I got 2 words for you. Sam Darnold and Drake May must skip TV.
Oh.
That was a very rough first half, to say the least. It was nice of Bad Bunny to let them play a football game at his concert, because that's, I think, where I had the most fun in this game. I really enjoyed his performance. I thought it was great that everything he was doing to be very inclusive. I know for some reason some people don't really like that, but I'm all for it.
For some reason,
after
what reason that could be.
Called racism.
After the concert,
Let's call a spade, you know?
Right ahead and say it.
We've got to.
Yeah. I think the vibes definitely went up after that performance, though. Everybody had the juices flowing. We got a lot better second half. And let me just tell you, man, after somebody who's been shitting on Drake May the entirety of the playoffs, hate watch complete. I am very happy with the result of the game. I definitely think the right team won. I will say, I really did think Jason Myers should have been MVP. We get a kicker MVP in 1982 in a strike season. We can give a Super Bowl MVP to a kicker, you know? Most field goals in Super Bowl history, most individual points by a player, but how about we just give it to a guy who ran a lot?
Bro, I think if he got at least one more, and maybe Kenneth Walker had like 10 yards less or something, you know, but let's not turn Jason Myers into potential, man, because that goes to another guy who might be on this list today, not to spoil the list. But yeah, loved as well, halftime show. Bad Bunny had more rushing yards, I believe, than the entire Patriots team. And Bad Bunny also saw the end zone in a Super Bowl before Josh Allen did, so take that as you will. But today is our top 10 quarterback list. Now, there is only 3 of us on the screen, but we do have 4 co-hosts of this show. 4th member, of course, being our friend Tom, who is a New York Giants fan. Moment of silence for him. But yeah, so basically I got the boys to all send me their top 10 lists, and I've combined them into one list. I gave each position 1 to 10 points. So if you voted somebody number 1, they get the most points, and then it goes down to 10. Seems pretty simple, straightforward if you ask me. So we have a combined list, which has brought about some interesting positions on this list, which I will say, I think, not to toot my own horn as the producer of this, I think it's the way I set up the scale, I think it's provided us a great list, honestly, for us to talk about today. So let's jump straight in with some honorable mentions. Now, these are the guys who got votes, but did not make the list. I do have the individual lists in front of me, but I'm sure the boys know their list, so they can talk about it if they do want. Starting off with the last place player on the honourable mentions, we have Bo Nix, a man who almost saw a Super Bowl this season. I think, obviously, if he didn't break his ankle in overtime against the Bills, he probably would have made a Super Bowl this year. And who knows how different we'd be talking about him if he did make it to that Super Bowl, if he did go ahead and win it. I don't think anyone was beating the Seahawks this year, to be honest. Let's just say that. But Bo Nix didn't make the list. Q, I think it was you that voted for Bo Nix, wasn't it? You want to give us a little breakdown of why you had him on your list, why you think he deserved that top 10 spot?
Well, let me tell you, I think my top 7 I was pretty happy with, but then after like the best of the best, I start getting into the guys where I'm like, I I would like him on my team, but when I'm going against him, I hate going against this guy. He's one of those guys that people are always on the fence about Bo Nix, whether he's good or not. But there's a lot of quarterbacks in the league where you go out there and watch him play, and you're like, man, I really wish I could see a little bit more from him, but he's doing just enough to win these games. Like he's definitely stepped up when he's needed to this season. Although some of those wins were very ugly, like the one over the Jets, and some of them he's definitely put his best foot forward and showed out. But more often than not, I think some of these guys, I'm just like, man, he's doing good. He's not turning the ball over, but I still wish I could see a little bit more.
Yeah, for sure. And the reason I said it in the intro, this list could get a bit messy, is like, if we were going strictly off 2026, you would probably have to say Bo Nix is a top 10 quarterback because, you know, fair seed in the AFC. I don't even know how many wins they got, like 14 wins, something like that. But again, this was a bit of a mix of 2026 or 2025 as a season, plus also like legacy and just being a good player in general. Like you'll see in some of these positions, it's players who, if you were just doing the season as a whole, probably wouldn't have had a top 10 season, or definitely didn't have a top 10 season, but are they still a top 10 player? Yes. I probably should have specified whether we were just doing the season or overall, but I feel like the way we've done it, it's worked out like anyway. Like you'll see our top 10 by the end of it. I feel like it's worked out. But moving on to the next honourable mention, and Key, the mic will go over to you for this one because it's Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy didn't make the list. Me personally, I didn't vote for Brock Purdy. Just a similar thing to Bo Nix. I think they benefit a lot from the system. I've been on record on this show this season saying Mac Jones should have kept his job. I did backtrack on that statement the last few weeks. Brock Purdy was balling out. I do think Brock Purdy's a better quarterback than Mac Jones, but I still think he definitely benefits from the system. Key, you had him on your list, of course, because he's your quarterback. Are you disappointed he's not a top 10?
I'm checked out, guys. I'm checked out. I don't know. I don't know what to say.
Well,
we had a whole 3 minutes of me in this episode. I'm gone. I'm done. It's out.
Well, taking over the reins, me and Q.
Guys?
Well, maybe hold on to that, and then at the end of the list, we can discuss it. And then you can tell us, once you've seen our top 10, Key, maybe then you can tell us who we should replace in the top 10 list. Okay,
I'm looking at my top 10 right now, and my top 10 to me is perfect.
I will say he did get another vote from, I believe, Q voted. No, actually. No, my bad. It was Tom. Tom did vote for Brock Purdy. Tom also gave me 11 names, by the way, instead of 10. His 11th was Jackson Dart, so I just didn't count that. But obviously, that's his quarterback. Got to shout him out anyway. But yeah, it is a top 10 list. So if you come in 11th, it doesn't matter.
That's crazy.
Our last honourable mention, I thought there might have been more like of this because that means the top 10 everyone voted for. Trevor Lawrence. Crazy. I just did no build up for that. I should have built that up a bit more because to me, that's crazy that he's not in the top 10 list. Especially this season, he was running like an MVP candidate, top 5 sneaky pick down there in Duval. Q, me and Key saw a guy in our work the other day, just some random customer, had a Letterman jacket on, AFC patch on one side, NFL patch on one side, big Jacksonville Jaguars on the back. I was like, no fucking way, bro, Duval. And I like, he's at the end of the aisle, and I go, Duval to Key. As I'm doing that, Gail walks past me as I go, Duval. She goes to the end of the aisle, starts speaking to him. It was his wife. And I'm like, Damn, she knows I was talking about her husband. It wasn't, anything bad. I was supporting the Jags, but I feel like the Jags are like the UK's team. They were like the first team to really push for the London games. And whenever I see like NFL merch and stuff here, it's always Duval. But yeah, Trevor Lawrence not making the top 10. That is crazy. Who didn't vote for Trevor Lawrence? Own up. Because I know I definitely did. Both of yous not have Trevor Lawrence on there. What's going on, boys?
It's hard to designate legacy in this season when we don't get specific instructions.
He's
I'll
had
just say
one
that.
good season. He's literally had one good season.
That is also true.
I still think he's top 10.
Come on, guys. He's had one good season. I know this is going to sound a little bit like hypocritical considering I've got other players that have had one good season in my top 10, but he's had one good season. You know what I mean? He's not yeah. He's maybe top 15, he's not top 10 for me personally.
Yeah.
But again, my QB's not top 10 for you guys.
He had
After
one good
dragging a team
season.
to the friggin' playoffs.
No, he didn't. He didn't play after season. That was Mac Jones.
When he come back, we did. When he come back, he did.
Mac Jones still had like
we had
5
a harder
wins.
schedule when he came back than when he went. Guys, come on. I can't believe it.
Well,
Scott's hate ruins the episode
It's
again.
not hate because he doesn't
Scott's
deserve to be in this top 10.
Ruins the episode.
Q didn't vote for him either.
Yeah, but Q's Q, you know what I mean? Q's got Jordan Love in there, you know what I mean? It's like...
Well, I can reveal at the end once I go through the list of
Q's
actual
got Rog.
points. Aaron Rodgers didn't get a single vote on our top 10 list. I will say that. This is just a
See,
spoiler.
but if we said like fucking legacy,
Well, it was legacy and this season. I didn't say that. Your number one. Okay, let's not even spoil the picks yet. But I will say, like I said, I give a points total for each position. So Trevor Lawrence actually got 8 points. The person in 10th had 9 points. The person in 9th had 10 points. So only 2 points were separating like the bottom 3 here. And then it's really above that is when it gets a bit of a distance. But with this point system too, I thought we'd have more like ties for certain points. Because to break let me just explain the point system actually for anyone who cares. First place was 20 points. Second place was 15 points. Third place was 10 points. And then below that was 8765432. So with especially the 8765432, I thought there'd be a lot of players on the same amount of points. But we only had one tie, and that was actually our 10th place on our list. So we have 2 players tied in 10th here on our list. Starting off, we've got Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams is in the top 10 quarterbacks. I know he had 50% completion, whatever. But that's my guy, Iceman Caleb Williams. You know I had to vote for him. I don't even know if yous two did. Did yous have him, Q? I know you're rivals and stuff, so I don't know if you even had him, bro. Oh, you did have him. Fair enough, Q. I respect it, man. It was only me and you that had him. Q's got some owning up to do.
Yeah, he's in that tier of when he's on it, but I still need to see a little bit more from him. I hate going against him, obviously, but you'd still like to see more.
Yeah, Key, any reasons why you didn't pick him? My guy, Caleb Williams. Were you just tired of hearing me talk about him?
No, he's just not top 10.
I mean,
his accuracy lets him down a lot, I think.
The accuracy is a problem, but at the end of the day, still made a good playoff run. Still gave me some joy watching this sport.
Who else made a great playoff run?
I wouldn't call it great. You scored 6 points. You scored 6 points against the Seahawks.
With a struggling offense compared to the Bears offense.
Great playoff run, struggling offense in the same sentence. Come on, Q. What's he talking about? What's he talking about, Q?
The way I based it was you take out said QB and put a different QB in. Does that team perform better? And I think if you put Brock in instead of Caleb Williams, the Bears are way better.
I think you're smoking crack. That's what I think.
You've got the Iceman hype.
I think you're on drugs. That's what I think.
He probably finished it with 22 points because Q had him 10th and you had him first.
I've already said he's got 9 points.
I'm putting it out there.
He's got 9 points. He was actually 7th on my list and he was 8th on Q's list.
It's crazy.
So
it's honestly crazy. I had him 10th and then I swapped them out.
Fairs. But the man who he's tied on points with, who I think is the real talking point of this video, Big Sammy D, Sam Darnold, Super Bowl champion, Sammy D. Now, the reason he's the talking point of this video, Sammy D got votes from me and from Tom. The two of yous didn't vote for the Super Bowl winning Sam Darnold? Really? You don't think Sammy D's a top 10 QB? Q, we'll start with you. You're very familiar with Sammy D, of course, on the Vikings last year. Played your Packers twice. You didn't like what you saw from him this season or last season or his whole career? Well, I guess the start of his career don't really count, but recent, come on, bro. He won the Super Bowl, like...
Yeah, look, he's definitely been picking it up in these past couple seasons, but his first stop at the Jets, and to be fair to him, everybody who goes to the Jets is terrible.
Yeah.
Whether they're great heading in like Rodgers, whether they're a newbie like Darnold, the Jets are just gonna...
Yeah, or a man.
Okay, so I think Sam Darnold has proved himself a lot in these past 2 seasons, but I still don't think it's enough, at least looking at my list, to warrant being in the top 10 just yet. Top 10, guys, it's a very exclusive list. There's 32 teams, there's 22 guys who are going to be left out. And me personally, I just didn't see
technically,
top 10 from him
technically
this
not,
year.
because we have a tie. Caleb Williams is tied with Sammy D in 10th. So we've actually got 11 players in our top 10.
All right, thanks. Thanks. I'll just leave it at that. Thanks.
Just gotta remember. Key, what about you, bro? You should also familiar with Sammy D. He was obviously your backup quarterback when you made it to the Super Bowl. So back-to-back 14-win seasons. You know, the only other man to do that in the NFL history is your GOAT, Tom Brady. You don't think Sammy D's on Brady level?
The way I see it, the way I like saw my
What a cute.
I'm not even acknowledging that comparison. That's like saying, is cheese as good as friggin' candy? Shout out Q, you know what I mean? But anyway, you know, I did mine as if I was like, I'm starting a franchise. I need a quarterback. Sam Darnold doesn't get a sniff.
Well, the Seahawks had that same thought this season, and they bring in Sammy D, and they win a Super Bowl.
Yeah, but the offense.
That's because they didn't have the other options. They didn't have every single option at their disposal like we did.
Exactly.
True, but they still had some other...
Seahawks going into this season,
he was the best of the rest.
Somebody says, "Oh, you can have Lamar Jackson or Sam Darnold."
No,
or someone says to them, you can have, say for example, someone says you can have Bo Nix or you can have Sam Darnold.
I'm taking Sammy D. I didn't. Yes, I am.
I
didn't have Bo Nix in my top 10. I didn't have Bo Nix in my top 10, but I did have Sammy D. Yes, I am.
Sam Darnold has
back to back 14 win. Yes, he does. Sammy D's got wheels, low key. You're just saying that because he's white and ginger.
I like white ginger men.
But bro, I did not have Bo Nix in my top 10. Sammy D was in there though. Back to back 14 win seasons. I know he's liable to throw a pick. I know he is. Even in the Super Bowl, hey, first quarter Super Bowl, I was like, hey, this is over. You know, he's going to throw a pick. He was throwing that ball into some tight windows, bro. Like, I was actually scared. I was a scared man. But, yeah, bro, I think he's top 10. I think he's top 10, especially after this season. He's got a Super Bowl ring, and there's nothing you can say to him. If Ernest Jones was here, Key, he had 2 words for you. When he gave that speech, I thought he was going to do a DX, you know. I thought he was going to say suck it, but he didn't. Let me down. But yeah.
I can't believe it.
So you're saying, because he's had 2 good seasons, essentially, is what you're saying. And that's not enough to be a top 10?
I like Sam Darnold when he was back up for the Niners. I like him. I don't dislike him as a QB. I think he's great. I think he's top 15, but he's definitely not top 10. Especially, we should have defined the boundaries of what we were selecting our top 10 from, because I feel like the way me and Q have looked at it is like franchise team, brand new, you've got a choice of any QB in the league, give me the 10 that you're taking. Legacy, last year, all like in general,
but again,
like you're taking them right
Seattle
now.
Literally did that. Obviously they didn't have every option, and those guys who you're talking about are gonna be above Sammy D on the list. This is 10th place, remember?
No, of course, but who, like, that's what I'm saying. But Sammy D is not. He's not.
But the Seahawks literally had to do that this offseason out of all the available free agents or backups they could have gone for.
Yeah, but
they chose Sammy D. They got rid of Geno Sard, sent him to Vegas, bring in Sam Darnold, Ginger Kerr.
I wouldn't let Geno throw me the bloody butter when I wanted to butter me toast.
He definitely throws some butter on. He's definitely throwing some
That
butter
shit's
this season on
wild.
those Italian steak and cheese sandwiches he be throwing, bro. This season, damn. should we call it? Should
On to
we
the
settle
next.
our differences and move on?
On to the next.
Because the
Agree to
voices
disagree.
the voices are calling me right now, so I need to check we're
I'm gonna-
recording.
I'm gonna.
Moving into
This
ninth
is
place.
exactly what you wanted.
This is exactly what I wanted.
Everybody fucking yelling at each
This
other.
is Q. I said to Key the other day, we've been too nice to each other this season. I feel like we'd make a pick, and Key would be like, "I agree with your pick," and then somebody else would be like, "Actually, I respect your pick, but I'm picking someone else." I said to Key, we need to be more aggressive. We need to say, "You are a fucking idiot." Sam Darnold's top 10, and Brock Purdy is ass. Anyway, let's move on.
You jealous?
All right. That's if we're being like that, that's the dumbest shit I've ever heard. And
Guys,
then we're moving on.
what does eugenicist mean?
Why don't you ask Grok while we move on to number 9 on our list?
Can I just say, Q, do you have Brock higher than Sam Darnold in your QBs overall?
He didn't vote for Brock.
Well,
He didn't
I know he
vote
didn't
for.
I didn't vote for
He didn't vote for either.
That's what I'm
Never
saying.
Yeah.
mind.
That's what I'm saying. But I'm
Brock-
asking as
Brock would be higher. Brock would
Thanks,
be
Q, I
higher.
appreciate that.
What I will say,
appreciate-
Tom voted for Sammy D over Brock Purdy, so you can discuss that with him on a later date, if you would like to go on a date. Number 9 on our list.
what?
Well, I mean, it was Valentine's Day yesterday. Happy
Should've been
Valentine's Day
yesterday.
to everybody or nobody. Depends who you are.
Oh,
You know.
I found it. Can we just have a little?
Let's have a Valentine's Day tangent. Go on.
I found a little. My favorite Valentine. Oh, sorry, my brightness is all
No,
the way up.
lad, Jesus Christ, flashbang.
Flashbang.
Yeah.
Flashbang.
What does
see
that
what
even
that
say?
says?
It says,
It says checking if you'll be mine, but it's spelled like use check. It's unbelievable. I love it.
that's terrible.
I love it.
That was a terrible one.
Wow.
Anyway.
The hate's crazy, obviously.
Anyway, number 9 on our list, speaking of Valentine's Day, it's Jordan Love. What a transition that was. Only 1 point higher than Sammy D in the votes voted for by Tom, by Q, by Key. And unfortunately, Jordan Love did not make my top 10 list. But Jordan Love is 9th on our list. Q, that's your QB. Do you think he should be higher? Do you hate me for not including him on my list?
I think that's an atrocious exclusion from you.
Wow.
Not having Jordan Love as a top 10 quarterback, even at 10, bro. Like if you put him at 10 just to be like, all right, fine, whatever. I don't think there's 10 quarterbacks in the league better than Jordan Love right now.
I'm going to be completely honest with you, Q. He was my number 10. Jordan Love was my number 10. But I was between him and Brock, like 9 and 10.
My number 10 on my list, we haven't said his name yet, so I don't want to reveal who it is. But anyway, yeah, it was my 10 was anyway, yeah, my 10, we'll get to that. But Q, yeah, back to you in the studio.
Yeah. I look, man, I don't know what I don't know why so many people are against Jordan Love. Like, are we not watching the same type of player? Are we not watching the same guy when we're watching the Packers? I know a lot of people in the media especially are going to be like, okay, look, Jordan Love is in probably one of the most unique quarterback situations of all time, only comparable to maybe whoever took over after Steve Young. Like, you got Brett Favre in there for 15 years, Hall of Famer. You got Aaron Rodgers in there for 16 years, Hall of Famer. And then you got Jordan Love. And no matter what he does until he wins the Super Bowl, it's not going to be good enough. Like, compared to those guys, he's not going to be good enough. Look at the stats of all their first 3 years starting. They're almost all identical, but it's not going to be good enough because he hasn't won a Super Bowl yet, because he's following 2 Hall of Famers, and it's just nothing he does is ever going to be good enough. The highs are not going to be high enough. The lows are going to tear him down more than anybody else in the entire league. But look, dude, I watch him every single game. And of course, there's a couple head scratchers, but you can see that from every quarterback who's ever played the entire game. Caleb Williams included.
Yeah, I mean, hey, Jordan Love's above
But-
Caleb Williams on our list, so
Yeah.
As he should
Thanks
be.
to me. Yeah, as he should be.
by 1
But
point.
look, dude,
Where did you have him,
by
Q?
1 point. I had him number 7. I had him 9 originally, and then I thought about a couple of guys ahead of him. I'm like, you know what? No, I'm not doing this. Jordan Love's. I have him at
Respect.
number 7 on my list, and
Where was he in yours,
I
Pete? 10?
just don't get it, man.
It was 10.
Yeah.
10 for me, yeah.
Where's he on Tom's list?
Tom had him in 9th, above Brock Purdy.
That's that's fair.
I respect
But
it.
yeah, man, I just
said
don't
above
get
Brock
all the
Purdy.
hate.
Respectable.
Okay, Fairs. I thought you might go on, Q.
I just don't get the fascination around hating on Jordan Love so much. I definitely think he's one of the best quarterbacks in the league right now, and nothing that you guys can say can really change my mind on it.
See, I wouldn't say I left him out of hate, because I wouldn't say I hate him, but I don't love him either. You know, even though it's in his name. I like Jordan Love. Do I think he's capable of winning games? Yes. Do I think he's a good quarterback? Yes. Do I think my top 10 list are all 10 players better than Jordan Love? I would say yes, apart from Shador Sanders, who I put in there as a sympathy pick. I didn't really. I just wanted to mention him. Pro Bowler Shador Sanders in this top 10 QBs video. Pro Bowl, by the way. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, maybe we'll reveal our full lists at the end. I can't see anyone in my list, really, who I would take. Talking about Key's point of, oh, you're building a franchise, pick your quarterback. My top 10 list, I would take all of them. Maybe there's 2 I could debate in there. Jesus Christ, I had somebody very high up on my list. I probably shouldn't have been that high looking back at it now. I made my list a long time ago, by the way, so maybe my opinion might have changed, but it is what it is. We can't change it now, you know? Jordan Love is 9th. Do you want to move into 8th? And Q, I'll start with you again, because then you can tell us if you think this guy should be above Jordan Love. I think this guy was voted for by all of us. Let me just double check.
I know what it is. I feel like I know what it is.
He was voted by all of us apart from Tom. Tom did not have this guy in his list. But if he did, he would be way higher up our list. And I think if is a great word to describe this man. In 8th place on our list, it's Justin Potential Man Herbert. 16 points he got in our points tally. 8th place, 6 points higher than Jordan Love, left off the list by Tom. Q, do you think Jordan Love is better than Justin Herbert?
He was one of the guys I was debating on. Right now, I decided to put Justin Herbert ahead of him just because more continued regular season success. But look, man, Jordan Love's, despite all the trials and tribulations he's faced in the playoffs, he's got a better playoff record. He's got a win over somebody's team here. I won't say who, but you know, more playoff wins than Justin Herbert, a lot more playoff touchdowns than Justin Herbert. Love actually looks good out there when the lights are the brightest, but you know, just can't win them all, unfortunately. And
Well, think about
like
the
I said, I
potential,
would
though.
have just
Think about what if. Yeah, we have to include what if, you know.
yeah.
Marvel made a whole
What
TV
if,
show
man?
about him, you know. What if? What if his O-line could block?
Yeah. Well, look, I did have Justin Herbert higher on my list because of the regular season success, like I said, but I think those 2 are very close.
I believe you two had him as the same spot on both your lists as well, so a bit of synchronicity there. Is that a word? I believe so. So that's where most of his points come from. I will say the majority of his points came from me. I was the one who voted Justin Herbert for MVP. Little AP reference there. But I do actually agree with that person who voted him for MVP. Not that he should have got MVP, but the reason and why they voted for him, I think his O-line looking like 5 Will Campbells out there. You know what I mean? Looking like 5 Will Campbells. Did you bring protection, Will Campbell? Oh, Lord have mercy. We're having babies tonight. You know what I mean? And I think of his O-line, I actually didn't do it on purpose then. But you see, this is how Potential Man exists, because it's not even on purpose, but I think if Ladidi McConkey had hands this season, if his O-line could actually block the sun out of Justin's eyes, I think he's looking like a good run here. I think he definitely deserves top 10. And I think he might deserve even higher, just off of potential alone. I actually didn't mean that one again, you know. This is crazy.
So, where was he for you, Scott?
I believe I had him 7th. I had him 8th on my list. I had him 8th, just above Sammy D. I had Sammy D at 9th, by the way. So, wasn't too far off the top 10. I had Jay Herbo at 8th. You two had him at 6th. Tom didn't have him
So
at all.
where was he overall? Sorry, did you say?
He's 8th on our list overall.
So he's 8th.
Yeah.
Oh my god, this guy put Dak Prescott at number 1.
This is what I'm thinking, Q. I'm looking at my 10 and I'm thinking, who the fuck has put some of these people better than mine and Q's number 6?
I didn't put Dak number 1, but I just didn't put him 9 or 10
No, of course. But Jay Herbo's
or
got
8,
2 6s
which was
and
used
an
to,
8,
and
did
an
you
8th,
say?
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, and that puts him 8th overall.
that's crazy. Okay.
Should we
So
move into 7th
I'm
overall?
nervous.
Yeah, let's go
Well,
number
7th
7.
7th overall on our list, just beating out Justin Herbert by 3 points. I think this is the first guy who was voted for by everyone. Let me just double check the... No, he wasn't actually voted for by everyone. But again, that's probably down to me with my instructions on how to pick these lists. But we've already had one Super Bowl player, Sammy D, down at 10th place. In at 7th place on our list is the other Super Bowl quarterback of this season. It's Drake May, voted for by everyone on the panel apart from Q. The Super
I knew
Bowl
it.
featured quarterback, the runner-up in the MVP campaign, Drake May did not make your list, Q? Is that because
He
he's
played as well as Justin Herbert.
Is that because he's a
He played
Patriot?
as
I was
well
going
as
to
Justin
say.
Herbert did in the playoffs.
Okay, his playoffs were
Dude,
ass. They were.
Your instructions weren't that great either. Like, I pretty much did exactly what Key did, trying to figure out, okay, who am I going to start a franchise with? But, you know, he had a phenomenal regular season. That is factual. And he had a terrible playoffs. That is also factual. The two things can be true at the same time.
They can't.
They can cancel each other out. Personally, I didn't see him as top 10. And of course, like I said, it's a top 10 list. 22 guys are going to be left off. We did this with the idea that 10 people are going to be on this list, not 11. So there's that. But yeah, obviously you can make the case for like top 15 for sure after this year. But again, it's only been one great year. So we'll see if he can continue the success. And we'll see how that first place schedule is going to look for him next year.
I will say
Yeah.
I had him highest on my list. Because again, my list was a mix of this season plus legacy. But the way I kind of did it was like I did it based off this season and then threw the legacy players in near like the end. Because I was like, you didn't really deserve to be at the top based on last season, but you are still him. So I've still got to put you in there, kind of thing. Yeah, I had him highest. Key, you obviously had him in your list. You're a fan of Drake May and the Patriots.
I had him at 8th. I'm going to be real. So my 8, 9, 10 was Drake, Brock, Jordan Love. I was more thinking age was my swaying point between those 3 of my top 10. Like at the last 3, sorry, of the 10. I was more like, okay, Jordan Love's a little older, Brock's a little older than him, Drake May's very young. So that was literally one of the
So
sole
what you're saying is
purposes
you
that
like
he
him
wasn't
young.
over 9 or 10. My QBs, yes. I like older women. Any milfs in the chat?
Okay, there's definitely not. I can tell you that for a fact. Not watching this show, or maybe there is.
I hope so. For some reason, there's an ad on my phone that blocks the local ones in my area. Sorry, guys.
It's a fucked up world we live in, man.
Oh man. Well, have we said all we need to say about Drake, mate? Okay, this is the first pick where it was like I should have gave a bit shaky. I should have gave better instructions, really. But number 6, right, on our list. I actually don't have.
God.
I don't have the numbers on me on the screen, so I don't actually know what we're up to. It's definitely 6, isn't it? What is that? Oh,
It's a 6.
I thought you were doing like a gang sign or something. I was gonna say you were not affiliated. Relax. Okay. Anyway, number 6 on our list. Despite not having a top 10 season in 2025, bro barely even fucking played half the season. He's number 6 on the list. I don't even know if he played 6 games. Voted for by everybody on the panel, though. It's Joe Shiesty, Joe Burrow. I'm smoking on Joe Burrow. He's down in 6th place. Is he 6th best quarterback in the NFL based on talent?
Oh no!
What?
Oh no! I
What?
just realised what this means. Oh
Yeah.
no!
Yeah.
Oh,
I
no.
thought the same fucking thing.
What is the
What are we
point
talking
anymore?
about?
I don't want to be here.
Oh,
Can I leave?
I'm sure we'll get to it. I'm
Oh
sure we'll
my
get to it.
god. Come on, guys. What the hell are we doing right now?
I
It's
said
not
Joe
on me, I'll
Burrow.
tell you that.
Joe Burrow is a certified top 5 QB in the NFL. What are we doing?
did he even play 5 games last season?
But you didn't say purely over last season.
It was a bit of both though, which is why Joe Burrow did not make my list. I said he's voted for by everyone on the panel, but looking back, he actually wasn't. He wasn't on my top 10 list because he didn't play in 2026, boys. What are we talking about? How can he be a top 10 player if he didn't even play? He's got
Was
his
in your top 10.
he's got his own teammates coming out and saying that it's his fault he keeps getting injured. Do you know what I mean? His own team are
You wanna
turning
talk
against him.
about
Joe.
you
Tirto
wanna
Joe's
talk
not
about
in your top
potential,
10.
man. You wanna talk about potential, man. Joe Burrow is one of the best quarterbacks in the league if he's healthy.
Yeah, but that's based
I
on
think he's
him.
a lot better.
If you've got Nueve
Okay.
in your top 5, I will, in fact, end my chud life.
Technically speaking, JJ McCarthy did have a better season than Joe Burrow. They both wear 9.
No.
He did.
No.
He did.
Joe
In
played
what
like
world?
3 games. I'm still
In
having
what
3 game
world?
Joe Burrow over however many games
Well,
JJ McCarthy
JJ
played.
McCarthy's not even in our
Yeah.
list, so I don't know where that came from.
Who was a Pro Bowler this year, huh?
Shador Sanders.
Mr. Winners? The Pro Bowl means everything?
Pro
Joe
Bowl.
Burrow was a Pro Bowler this year.
Yeah,
I
but
can't believe he wasn't even in your top.
so was perfect timing.
How is he not in your top 10? So
Well,
you had Sam Darnold
at
over
9, yeah.
Shiesty.
Like I say,
Oh
if we're
my
going
God.
purely off ability, Joe Burrow is easy top 4. Easy top 4. But I based my list off of last season too. And he did nothing last season apart from get injured. You know what I mean? Like,
I'm gonna chalk it up to bad instructions, but I'm not happy. I'm not happy
well,
with
he
what's
still makes our
unfolding here.
list. He's still down there in 6th. You know what I mean? If we're talking power rankings, he's still in the
That's
top
crazy.
10.
That's crazy that he weren't even in your top 10 and he was still 6th. And he wasn't in your top 10.
That's
That is
because
mad.
that's because you two had him at
That
the
just
same
means there's
spot
one guy.
on your list. And
Me and you were
Tom,
just in sync.
you two had him at 4, and Tom had him at 5. You see, I think based on
I just
purely ability, he's a top 4 quarterback. I do think that. But based on last season, he wasn't even top 10. He wasn't even
that just
top.
means there's gonna be one guy in the top 5 here that look, he's a top 10 quarterback, but he is
Of
no way a
course.
top 5
No,
quarterback.
not a chance. Not a chance. And we're talking about the same guy, Q.
Well,
Not a chance.
well, should we talk about him then?
Wait there. Let me just.
You're gonna shit on my transition.
No, I want to.
We've never shit on anybody's
he's shit on my transition, Q.
We're not
No,
shitting on no transitions.
This guy is transphobic.
We're lovers here. I love the transitions.
Speaking of Q, you been watching JJK?
I have not, no.
Need to catch up, bro.
That's one.
Joe Burrow played 8 games this year. He said he barely played.
I thought he played like 6, I'm not gonna lie. But before he went out, I mean, let's be honest. The Bengals are arse anyway. What are we even talking about? Is Joe Burrow top 4 in ability? Yes. Is he top 4?
Is this a team list or is this a quarterback list?
I told you, it's a
Joe
mixture
Burrow
of last season
played
and
2 less games than Nueve and threw 6 more touchdowns.
why do you keep bringing up JJ McCarthy? He's not on nobody's list. Nobody voted for him. Nobody voted for JJ McCarthy. Should we talk about Bryce Young? Should we bring him up as well? Like,
I like
nobody's...
Bryce Young.
Well, okay, well, I don't.
Accept Bryce Young in
No,
the top 10.
Over who?
Sammy D.
Fuck out of here. You take Bryce Young over that, and now you're just rage baiting. Bait used to be believable. There's no way you're taking Bryce Young's 176 yard averaging ass over 14 win back-to-back season Super Bowl champion Sam Darnold.
Look at the teams around him.
Look at the teams in Bryce Young's division. None of them even wanted to make the playoffs. Do you know what I mean? They're all ass. Saints suck. Falcons suck. We best not even talk about the Falcons, what their rookies are over there doing. You know what I mean? Bucks, I think I've mentioned them already. Bucks played the Panthers last week. Whoever won went to the playoffs. Neither of them even wanted it. Bryce Young's ass. He's not even in the list. And JJ McCarthy's not in the list either. So that's... his name shouldn't have even been mentioned. This is a top 10 quarterback list. We shouldn't have even uttered
You were
those
the
words.
one that brought it
JJ.
up.
No, it was
You
Key
were the
saying
one that brought
Nueve.
it up. It was you.
No, it definitely wasn't. Key said Nueve because he's been watching Bad Bunny's halftime show. Now he thinks he's Spanish, and he wants to talk about Nueve. It was Key who brought him up.
You were the one. You were the one that went out. I take JJ McCarthy over Joe Burrow this season.
Yeah.
No, that was because Key brought him up first. Are you not gaslighting me into this? There's
I swear
no
you
chance.
Said it first, and I said
There is
Nueve
no
is
chance
probably
I
in
would
your top
ever
10.
mention that guy's name in a top 10 quarterbacks video. No chance.
You
I would have
mentioned
even.
Shador.
Yeah, but he's a Pro Bowler. Q, come on, what are you talking about? He's a Pro Bowler. Like,
What are we doing here?
well,
All right, how about we just move on to the next one so I can get even more mad?
okay,
Because
let's
I'm
move
gonna-
into our
I'm gonna
top
blow my
5. This
shit.
is the cream of the
I cannot
crop.
believe
This is, cream always rises to the top, as they say. The top 5 players here in our top 10 quarterback list. These are the top 5 guys in the league. So theoretically, they should have been, in the Super Bowl this year. Oh wait, they weren't. And that's because a lot of them dealt with injury. But we'll start off at number 5. A man who was coming back from injury, a man who was nominated for Comeback Player of the Year and probably should have got it. He definitely was up there. Comeback Player of the Year, number 5 on our top 10 quarterback list. He wears a star on his helmet. It's Dak Prescott. I'm a Cowboys fan. I had Dak high. I think Dak is him. Top 5 in the league. Yeah, give me that. Especially after last season.
Where is he? Where was he
on my list? Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Dak Prescott, based on last season, was number 2 on my top 10 list. And he's number 5 overall in our top 10. Bro, I've been watching Dak Prescott since he came into... It's not biased.
If I knew being biased, I would have put Brock at 1.
No, because that's just stupid and dumb. That's stupid and dumb at the same time.
Dak Prescott is not the second best quarterback
Based
in the
on
NFL.
last season, I think there's an
No, he
argument to be
isn't.
made there. I think there's an argument to be made there. Yes,
There's
there
an
is.
argument to be made for top 6.
Based on no, if we're going
5.
based on last season, let's not even do that because you had some questionable picks in your list right there. You had Joe Burrow number 4. He didn't even play 4 games. Did he even have 4 touchdown passes in one game?
He had 17.
In one game? See our James Acu in one game? Did he have?
So there's one name that we're missing out. You said injuries and stuff, yeah. So we're missing out one big name of a certain team that you support. He played 13 games and got 21 touchdowns last season. Joe Burrow, who you didn't even have in your top 10, played 8 games and had 17 touchdowns.
You played 13 games? Dak.
Lamar.
We're talking Dak. We're at number 5. We're talking Dak Prescott.
Yes, yeah, but what I'm saying is, so Lamar Jackson's in that next 4.
Maybe not. Maybe he's not, lad. You don't know who the top 4 is.
Well, he is. He definitely is. Let's be honest.
Well, we don't know that, do we? Because we're on number 5, Key. If you didn't know how the show works.
Yes, I know. But what I'm saying is, you're saying that your Joe Burrow pick was so heavily on him being injured.
Yeah.
For most of the season. But a player that played 5 games more than him and only scored 4 touchdowns more than him.
Yeah.
Is in your top 4.
And no, he's not.
Now Dak is your number 2.
Okay, that's where you're wrong, and can we save that point for when we talk about Mr. Jackson? Because
I'm gonna blow my shit.
Because I will blow it off for you because your point is wrong. Okay, the point you are making there is wrong categorically. Okay, let's bring out the big words now. Can we talk about Dak Prescott being a top 5 quarterback, please, boys? I've been watching Dak for 10 plus years since he was a rookie, since he come into the league. I think his throwing ability. His accuracy, he can make any throw on the field. You know what I'm saying? He's actually low-key got wheels. Coming off the back of a gruesome hamstring injury too. Dak Prescott's him. His pocket presence, his ability. And this is not biased. He had a great season last season. If we didn't have the worst defense in the NFL, we're making a playoff push. Do you know what I mean? We have one of the most electrifying offenses in the league. George Pickens, CeeDee Lamb. CeeDee even got injured. George Pickens going crazy. But that's Dak making these guys great still. Key to say it's biased and you'd put Brock Purdy number 1. That's just silly because Brock Purdy was arse last year. He sat on his ass for half the season. Didn't even play
You had
half the
Dak
season.
Prescott number 2. You
Yeah.
cannot
Based
convince
on
me
last
that is
season,
not
I
biased.
think he's definitely up there. I could make the
They didn't make
argument.
the playoffs.
Because it's
They didn't
defense.
make the
We have
playoffs.
11 Will Campbells playing defense.
Yeah, but still, that it doesn't matter. What I'm saying is, he
Is
didn't
this a
make the
team
playoffs.
list?
and
Hold on,
he's
Q.
your
Didn't you say
number
that before?
2
Is this a
QB.
team list or is this an individual players list?
Didn't you
You
just
will
say
not
Joe
disrespect
Burrow
Kenny
because
Clark.
the Bengals
That's what I
team?
have to say.
But then that's
I
when
don't-
Q said, is this a players list or individual list? That's the same thing.
It's
Player
fine.
and
It's fine.
individual.
It's your list. It's your list, not mine.
It's not. It's our list.
I cannot believe it.
You
I
had Dak
cannot
Prescott
believe it.
on your list.
I had him
So did Q,
7th.
and so did Tom.
This
It
is
should
how.
be.
This is.
Q, where did you
This
have
is how
him?
commune. I had him 9th.
You cannot tell me the players that you had above him are better than him. I just don't think you watch him if
9.
you're saying that.
Number 9.
Stop
number
mentioning
7.
JJ McCarthy.
Number 2.
Yeah.
Can you see who supports the Cowboys?
No, but if we're taking bias out of it, like you said,
Did Tom have him? Did Tom have him?
Tom did have him. Tom had him down in 8th. Tom had him in 8th. You know? But again, this for me was based on last season. I had Drake May in 3rd. Because he was runner-up in the MVP.
He went to the Super Bowl and he was running up an MVP. That makes sense. He was running up an MVP, but Dak was still better.
Yeah.
That's like that.
Dak is a better player than Drake May.
He went.
Dak is a better
Can we move to
quarterback
our
than
top
Drake
4,
May.
please?
Dak can actually identify blitzers. And if his left tackle is sucking ass over there, Dak can adjust. And Dak is, maybe it's a bit high, but I don't care. I'm here to tell you that I don't care. I think he's a top 5. I think the 4 that we've got on our list above him deserve to be above him. And all the guys below him can stay there. Do you know what I mean? Because
Joey B at 11.
I think he went through the list with like a different weighting system, saw that Dak Prescott wasn't top 5, and was like, "Hang on,
Let me just
nah,
put him.
nah,
Let me just put him first.
I'm
so
not
he
even
gets
letting that
20
claim
points.
run. I made my top 10 before I received anyone else's top 10. Okay.
So 9. Number 9 was. Did you say?
Oh, yeah,
Thank you,
3
us-
points. Did you say number 9 was 3 points?
Number
8
9
was 4 points.
Yeah.
So what was number 7? Did you say was points?
Now this guy's trying to make me do some quick maths here. I don't know, lad. It's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 15, 20.
So it's 3, 4, and 5. So
Dak Prescott had 27 votes. 27 points.
So he got 12
Yeah,
points. He got
15
12.
were
He
from
got
you.
12 points combined from me, Q, and Tom.
That doesn't make it
And
right.
He got 15.
The
from
3
you.
of you can be
That is
wrong.
crazy.
The 3 of you can be wrong.
That is crazy.
No, the first half of what you just said is absolutely correct. It does not have to be right.
It doesn't have to be right. The 3 of us can be wrong, but also you can be wrong.
That is
If
true.
3 guys give
But I'm
12
never wrong.
points and 1 guy give him 15, that is blasphemy.
That says to me that you don't watch enough Cowboys games. And you don't watch enough Dak Prescott. That's all it says to me. And I get it because he was injured last
I've watched
year.
every game this year.
Then I don't get how you can say he's 9th.
Because there's 8
Because the
better
guys in front are
QBs.
better.
I don't think they are. I don't think they are.
Oh,
I
this
don't-
is mad.
This is
I love
not
this.
even
I
just.
love you guys.
This is not even just Cowboys bias. I think genuinely, I think he's the most underrated quarterback in the league, or I guess the most overhated quarterback in the league. If he didn't have that star on his helmet, people would be talking about him like he's an absolute like angel. You know what I mean? And if you put him on a team, not to sound like Justin Herbert now with the ifs, if we had a good defense, you know, if maybe we had like an edge rusher that could actually get home, somebody like, I don't know, like a Micah Parsons or something like that, then maybe this season might have been different. It probably wouldn't because our secondary's ass. Everyone in there. Chidobe Awuzie, he's not even on the Cowboys no more. He's on the fucking Ravens, but still I'm haunted by first down. Anyway, Dak Prescott got 27 points in our list. He's 5th. Joe Burrow, by the way, 23 points. So even if I had him 1 space lower, he would be below Joe Burrow. Actually, that's bad maths. 23 and 27 is 4, not 5. But still, Dak is number 5. Should we move into the top 4? Because this is where I'm going to get mad now. Okay, this is where I'm going to get mad. Because we can bring up the point that you've just made, Key. I hope you've been holding on to that point. Number 4 on our list is Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson, who I did not have in my top 4 list. Is he a top 4 player in the league? Absolutely. You know Lamar's my guy. I've got his jersey hanging in the rafters over there. Do you know what I'm saying? But last season, he didn't even barely play. And when he did, he wasn't the Lamar Jackson that I used to see. So, Key, you said, oh, how can you put Joe Burrow not in the top 10, but you have Lamar top 4? I didn't. That was all yous. That was all yous.
Because he's a top 4 QB.
But he did fuck all last season.
He was still a
He was-
top 4 QB.
He was 10th on my list because I wanted to include Lamar Jackson, but I don't think he had a top 10 season in 2025. But you had him
Again,
third.
It's
Hugh had him
misinterpretation
first. Tom had him 4th. So that's where the points came from. So you tried to go at me for not including Joe Burrow, but Lamar Jackson's top 4.
That makes sense.
But that wasn't me. That
So
wasn't.
he's
Whoa,
fourth,
whoa, whoa,
Did you
whoa,
say?
whoa! Calm down.
Whoa, calm down,
Whoa.
Jamal.
Yeah, don't pull out the 9. Can we stop mentioning that number? Fucking hell.
No, ever.
What, Q? I don't know why he's attacking me, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't know why he's attacking me because that's not even. Whoa! Calm down, calm down.
It makes sense that Lamar Jackson is a top 4 QB. I think he's a top 3, including last season. That's why I had him third.
Last season, he
And
was.
That makes sense.
He wasn't Lamar Jackson last season, though.
Of course, but he was still a great quarterback. It didn't drag him down out of the top 3 QBs in the league.
But would you say he had a top 3 season last season?
But that's not what we're basing this whole.
It kind of was though, because it's kind of the top 10 QBs of the 2025 season.
So why is Dak second? Never mind.
Because he was fucking great last season, boy. Fuck out of here. Brock Purdy playing 6 games, and he's putting. You know what I'm saying? Why isn't Mac Jones in your top 10?
Because he didn't play that many games, and he's not a top 10 QB.
But Brock Purdy is.
He's a top 20.
He's a top 20. There's only 32 He's top 32. He's not even actually, because he's not even fucking a starter. Anyway, I'm still taking him over some people's starters, actually.
Exactly. That's why I said top 20. He's probably 20th.
No, he's not. But then we're getting into first year, guys, and we don't want to talk. I mean, I almost put Tyler Shuff in my list, you know what I mean? I almost put Tyler Shuff in there. Because if we're going on, he's only got a small sample size, but then are we going to discredit the guy for that?
Number 1, Tyler Shuff.
That would be grounds for assault.
Scott's top 3s: Tyler Shuff, Deion Sanders, Spencer
Deion
Rattler.
Sanders or Shador.
Whatever. No, Shador, yeah. Deion, no, Primetime.
Primetime in my top 10 QBs.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had him second, just above Michelle Obama. Anyway, Q, you had him number 1 on your list. You want to give us some insight there?
There has been a fundamental loss in translation.
Wait till you see the wide receiver list.
Look, we've already played the if man game with a couple of these quarterbacks, but if Lamar Jackson is healthy, he has the most tools that any quarterback has in his arsenal in the NFL. He can pass with the best of them. He could run better than any of them. I think he is a phenomenal athlete. Definitely worthy of multiple-time MVP. Robbed of it last year. He should be MV3 at this point. But regardless, yeah, and it should have happened. But it's one of those things that a lot of people in the media just hate on this guy for, and I just can't understand why. Like, yes, he's had injury concerns, so
I have a conspiracy
on the list.
I won't say it because we don't need to go there. This is not that kind of show.
What kind of QB
this is not that kind of show, Q. But I have a bit of a conspiracy. You know what I mean? But
yeah, yeah,
he's a black quarterback.
Yeah. Well, they try to not say it and be like, "Oh, Patrick Mahomes, the next great," but he's looking pretty light skinned to me, and I think they can.
He's green.
They see that and they're like,
I'm here.
You see that that interview when the reporter says, "Can you do your Kermit the Frog impression?" And he goes, "I'm doing it right now," but he's just speaking. Anyway, we're talking about Lamar. Let's get back on track.
Yeah. fully healthy Lamar Jackson is the best quarterback in the league. Even if he's getting up there in age, I'd still take him if we're picking any quarterback in the league to rep our franchise for the next however long. I'm taking Lamar Jackson. That's why
Absolutely.
he's my number one.
Absolutely. And I fully agree. You know, I firmly, fully agree that he deserves to be there if we're doing a general overall list. But again, my list was more skewed towards the 2025 season, which we have just watched. And those legacy picks, as I'm calling them, go in towards the bottom of my list, which is why Dak Prescott ends up 2, why Drake May ends up 3rd. Trevor Lawrence, who didn't even make our list, by the way, was 4th in my top 10. And he didn't even make the list, which is kind of crazy. I was the only one out of the 4 of us who voted for Trevor Lawrence. Really? Yeah, really? Come on, boys. After all the talk we do about Duval. Anyway,
If it was off cool catchphrases, he'd be up there. Duval.
well, anything else to add on Lamarcky before we move into the top 3?
No.
Okay, moving into our top 3 then, the podium spots, the bronze medal. Obviously, the Olympics going on right now, Winter Olympics. I want to shout out Ilya Malinin, by the way. Absolutely heartbreaking performance in the men's singles figure skating. Head up, King. He'll be back. You know, US media, by the way, are just absolutely horrible. But anyway, that's a talk for a different. You just do this every time, Q. Every time you have a good athlete, you just hype them up, put them on this fucking god tier pedestal. I mean, I know he calls himself a god, but still, that's just confidence. You know, it's different when other people do it. It's like calling yourself fat. It's like I can call myself fat, but if other people call me fat, like that's not for you to do. Anyway,
It's the same. Look, it's the same. It's the same exact thing as the Favre to Rogers to Love thing. We had Michael Phelps on top of the world for almost 20 years it felt like, and then we're trying to shove the next guy in, and as soon as they don't perform as well, oh, suddenly they're the worst thing ever. Blah blah blah. It's the same fucking thing.
No, happened with Simone Biles in the gymnastics. You know, happened to Ilya Malinin again. I saw the New York Times. Their cover was literally just a picture of him falling on the ice, and I was like that was the whole spread on the cover. I'm like, bro, come on, the kid's like 21. Anyway, head up, King. Number 3 on our list is Ilya Malinin. I voted for him number 1. Anyway, back to it. Bronze medal. Talking about Winter Olympics. We just spoke about him. He's got green skin. Sounds a bit like a frog. Sounds a bit like Kermit the Frog. It's Patrick Mahomes. Now, don't get me mad. Don't get me mad right now. I'm getting a bit mad already because of this guy. This guy said, how can you vote Dak Prescott number 2 on your list? He didn't even make the playoffs. Can you tell the audience where you had Patrick Mahomes?
I believe.
Where did you
as
have
a
my
whole-
homeboy on your top 10?
See, this again. This
Looking
whole
for a number.
Q, is that
Can I
an
just say-
answer? Is that
can
an
I just
answer?
expand?
This
Can I
guy's
just
looking like
expand?
Ilya Malinin right now, dancing on ice, skating away from
As
my
a whole-
question.
As
Can
a
you give your
whole,
answer and then expand?
I feel as though me, Q, and Tom all
Are you a
picked
politician?
as of legacy and last season. I had
Yes or no, Senator.
Patrick Mahomes at number 1. He's QB1. He was
So,
my number 1
he
pick.
was your number 1 pick. He didn't make the playoffs last season.
That is not what we based the whole.
But you said I shouldn't have had Dak Prescott number 2 because he didn't make the playoffs. But Mahomes, who blew his knee up, didn't make the playoffs.
that was specifically aimed towards your top 10. I said Dak shouldn't be. I said Dak didn't make the playoffs, so I don't know how he's number 2 in your specific top 10.
Mahomes didn't make the playoffs, and he was number 1 on your list.
No, but this is what I'm saying. For your specific top 10 as a whole, which the boundaries were last season, that was what the basis of my hypothesis was. You know what I'm saying?
I wish I was high on Potter News.
Whereas
Not even what he
word.
said.
I know, but
whereas my QB list was last season and just as a whole legacy, you know, shaboing boing. So for me, if I'm starting a franchise
yeah,
with a
but
QB, my first pick is going to be Patrick Mahomes.
I guess maybe it was a breakdown of communication then, because that was not the task. That was not the assignment.
Every single pick that we've done, me, Q, and Tom, I can't speak for Tom. Me and Q have been based on the same thing. Yours was completely different.
I would say Tom's is most similar to mine. how I've done my list. He still had Mahomes in there, still had Lamar Jackson in there, quite high up, you know.
I think I did. I think I did the opposite of what you did. I took guys at the top who I thought deserved to be there, and then I factored in more of what happened this season. Like Caleb Williams, if I do all time, isn't going to be there. Dak Prescott, I know he's very good, but if we're doing all time, he wasn't going to be
Well,
there.
if we're
But I
doing all
put those guys
time,
in because of their performance this year.
if we're doing all time, I guess we've got to take
That's
out some
all
people.
time's legacy.
I know, but if we're
All
doing
time's legacy.
if we're
that's what I'm
doing all
trying to say.
time, I guess we got to take out anyone who's not won the Super Bowl. So Sammy D goes straight in there then with his ring.
Crazy way.
I will
Ring
say,
culture is the biggest cancer in sports. That I'm just
mean,
wanting to throw that out there.
if you like it, put a ring on it. And Sammy D has brought a ring to Seattle, you know. So
Jimmy G is Jimmy G
Trent
better than Sammy
Dilfer
D?
won a Super Bowl with the Ravens. You could put any fucker on the 2000 Ravens and get a Super Bowl.
Jimmy Garoppolo. I'm sure he has 2 of them things, doesn't he? Is he better than Sammy D?
he's got one more ring on him.
That's not an answer, Dr.
I
Carter.
heard it, yes.
Neither was you
I
not
heard it,
even
yes.
telling us number one. Anyway, so I did have Patrick Mahomes in my list. I'll tell you, I had him number 6 on my list because it's still Mahomes. Mahomes magic. He still worked it every week, but didn't make the playoffs. Done his ACL at the end, which is kind of sad. Key, you had him number 1. Q and Tom both had him 3rd place. He ends up 3rd overall on our list, which is, you know, it is what it is. Should we move on to number 2? 46 points, by the way, Mahomes got in total. Lamar Jackson, 40 points. Patrick Mahomes, 46 points. The guy in 2nd place overall on our list had 52 points. Very nearly making the number 1 spot, who got 54 points. So just 2 points separating our top 2 players here on our top 10 list of 2025, or I guess of all time. Troy Aikman's number 1. Tom Brady's in there as well. Anyway, number 2 on our
If
list.
Tom Brady's in there, Troy Aikman is not number 1.
Number 2 on our list anyway. Talking of white quarterbacks, it's Josh Allen. Superman Josh Allen. Number 2 on our list. I'm not going to lie. Pity MVP last year. Milk and cookies at wide receiver this year. Did he still will his team to the playoffs? Yes. Did he still throw some Italian steak and cheese in the playoffs? Yes, absolutely. Yeah, it's Josh Allen. I mean, I had him quite low on my list yet again, because I was basing it off last season, and he still had a good season, but I didn't think he was the best last season still. Key, I think you had him the highest, or you and Q had him in the same place actually, and so did Tom. All 3 of you voted for Josh Allen in at number 2 on your list. He's ended up number 2 in our overall list, so I guess you're happy with that spot.
Couldn't have been happier.
It's the first one in a long time I agree with. I'll say that.
So no shouting for this one. We don't need to. So we can all be friends. Whoa!
I mean,
where did you have him? Where did you have him?
I had him 5th on my list.
I mean, if we want to just keep shouting more about that pity MVP he got last season, I'll be more than happy to. But anything about this specific list, I think I'm done talking.
I mean, I think he got his karma because, you know, he crashed out in the playoffs in spectacular fashion. But I mean, you know, what can you do? A bit like with Jordan Love down in 9th place. I feel like you need a number 1 receiver, bro. I'm sorry, this whole do it by committee, it's not good enough. Get Josh Allen a dog at wide receiver. Get Jordan Love another dog over there too. Because, you know, Josh Allen's had to put up with some serious BS, and he still had a great season, still willed that team to the playoffs, as well as James Cook. Let's not forget that. You know, I was going to make a reference there, but I won't. But yeah, Josh Allen number 2, bro, 52 points, 2 points behind the man in first place. Should we just move on? Because there's only one name, I guess, we haven't said yet. There's only one name it could be. Number 1 on our list for top 10 quarterbacks of 2025 and overall all time. It's future Hall of Famer, Matthew Stafford. Matt GPT. The name we coined for this man this season. He had back injuries going on at the start of the season, missed training camp, didn't even train in the preseason. He comes in, he's playing lights out. Talks of MVP started week 2 or 3. They're saying, hey, this guy could be MVP. What happened to his back? We don't know. That's when the Nameless NFL show decided to say, Maybe he's been cloned, replaced by AI, Matt GPT. Heard it here first. Stephen A. Smith, write your own jokes. Still mad about that Charlie Kirk thing. Anyway, Matthew Stafford makes it to number 1 on our list. A Super Bowl champion. Obviously not this season, but still a Super Bowl champion under his belt. And now he has an MVP under his belt. I said future Hall of Famer. But after what happened to Bill Belichick, who even knows these days, boys, do you back my support for Matthew being a future Hall of Famer, or is that too soon? Does he have enough on his resume?
I think a Super Bowl and an MVP is going to be a great determining factor into what goes in. It's just hard to say because,
And he's
like,
white, don't forget that.
that is true. That is true.
But so's Bill, actually. So I don't know why I said that.
Yeah. Well, he doesn't have any conspiracies floating around him, I don't think. We'll
Apart from the
find
clone
out
thing,
maybe
yeah.
one of these years, but
Yeah.
yeah,
GPT
well,
gate.
you know.
AI
Yeah.
gate. Oh,
No.
I missed the chance.
What
Fuck's
I'm trying to get at though is his case is a little more difficult because for the first however many years he was in Detroit, he just couldn't get anything going at all. He had one of the greatest receivers of all time, couldn't even make the playoffs, and just not anything good happening in Detroit. Put up plenty of stats, had a lot of great numbers, but nothing to actually show for it. And it's only been in these last 5 years that he's actually started to do more. He's been able to win a Super Bowl. He's been able to become an MVP favorite. I think if he had the inverse of his career where he started out in LA and had all this great success and then went on to like StatPad or whatever, I think he'd be more towards like first ballot Hall of Famer, things like that. But as it is right now, personally, I can see a world where he's not a first ballot Hall of Famer, but with those accolades, I think he can still get in eventually.
What I will say about the Hall of Fame this year, seeing the inductees go in or get announced during the NFL Honors show, it made me feel old. It made me feel unk because I grew up watching Larry Fitzgerald, Luke Kuechly, Drew Brees, you know? Didn't grow up watching Buddy from the 49ers, Roger Craig, because obviously that's way before my time, but still, like, I was like, bro, I was watching these, man. I was watching Luke Kuechly when I was playing. You know what I mean? I used to play the sport when I was younger. Like, those were the guys I was looking up to. Larry Fitz was always my slot receiver on Madden. And Drew Brees, bro, like I had him in my fantasy team with Michael Thomas and Alvin Kamara. Like, that's serious ball knowledge, bro. Michael Thomas back in his prime. Like, so to see those guys go in, I was like, damn, I am getting old, you know. Next year we might even see like fucking, I don't know, JJ McCarthy go in there or something. But that's the last time we mention that guy. I will say, with Matthew Stafford being number 1 on our list, he was carried heavily by 2 of the panel members, that being me and Tom. Both of us had him number 1 on our list, obviously coming off the back of that MVP year. Used to both had him at number 5. So synchronized swimming there from the host of the show. But again, he beat Josh Allen.
Hot? Or what?
He beat Josh Allen by 2 points. And again, that's thanks to me and Tom having him so high up. Which again, that was really the one where I was like, he's the MVP of last year. He has to be number 1. And he deserves the MVP, unlike, you know, a different guy who got it last year. Yeah, Matthew Stafford, bro. Number 1. I love to see it. If Josh Allen ended up being number 1 on this list, I would have not even made the video, to be honest. I do think Josh Allen is one of the best in the league, you know? I do think he is top 2, 3, maybe. My homeboy, Lamar, Josh, he's in that conversation, but I'm just salty about that MVP, and I shouldn't be. That should add to his greatness, the fact that he doesn't have a true number 1 wide receiver. That should just add to the greatness, but I don't know. I think it was that playoff game last year against the Ravens, honestly. That's when my like bias against Josh Allen started. But this is a non-biased show. This is completely original, valid opinions, which is how we've made this top 10 list. Key, you want to throw your 50 cents on top of Matthew?
I don't even know what to say, lads. Honestly, I'm just.
Well, you had him
blown
number
by the
5. So
I think, like I said, I think he is a top 5 QB, but based on
because your list is
like
gospel, isn't it?
who I would take, to me it is gospel. Yeah, I am the Lord. I am the Bible.
You can't say that, probably.
If I,
You actually look like someone from the Bible.
Yeah. Jesus, thanks.
Now, you know when Moses parted the Red Sea? There was like a little
I am the
fish just
referee.
chilling there after the sea parted. You look like him, boy.
Fair. I am the fair. But anyway, if I couldn't get Pat Mahomes, couldn't get Josh Allen, Lamar, and Joe Burrow, I'm taking Stafford. That's how
Give me
I see it.
Iguodala. That sounded like.
Defray pointed at the universe. The Martians are shooting. Give me Iguodala.
So, there's our top 10. Do you want me to run through the top 10 list? Honourable mentions on our top 10 list. We had Bo Nix, Brock Purdy, and Trevor Lawrence did not make it. Number 10, we had Sam Darnold and Caleb Williams, who were tied on points. Say what you will about having 11 players in a top 10 list. At number 9, we have the cheesehead Jordan Love. Number 8, we had potential man Justin Herbert. And at number 7, it was Drake May, sensational sophomore season, making it to the Super Bowl, just falling short. In at number 6, we have injured man Toe Burrow. In at number 5, top 5 quarterback in the league is Dak Prescott. My rookie. He will always be my rookie, even though he's older than me. And, you know, he's, 10 years deep into his career now. That's my rookie. In at number 4, we have Lamar Jackson, the second coming of the Lord, my savior, Lamar Jackson. In at number 3, Kermit the Frog, Patrick Mahomes, my homeboy, one of the greatest to ever do it, one of the greatest of our generation, of our lifetimes. In at number 2 is Josh Allen. Do your job. Number 1, Matt GPT, MVP, Matthew Stafford. Boys, that's a pretty solid top 10 list if you ask me.
I had one of those guys in the right place. It was Josh Allen. Oh.
I guess your list isn't too important then.
How many did you have, Q, in the right place?
I fucking zoning out. I can't even remember.
I mean,
I think I had Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, and shit, I think that's it.
Well, now that you've heard the top 10 list, Key, you said Brock Purdy. Fuck. Now that you've heard the top 10 list, Key, you said Brock Purdy deserves to be in the top 10. Who were you taking out of that top 10 list to put in Brock Purdy?
Darnold and Caleb Williams.
Both of them?
Well, they were tied for 10, so I wouldn't want him tied for 10.
So you're only putting him in at 10th. You wouldn't take anyone else above.
I would put him at 10, and I would put him in and swap Jordan Love and him, so he'd be 9. Jordan Love would be 10.
Q, any rebuttal there?
Like we say, the top 10 list is it's an honor to even be in when you think about it.
Yeah,
you know
which
what
is
I mean. So
why
it doesn't really
Brock
matter.
isn't there.
Like I think personally, 8, 9, and 10 don't really matter. Like it matters obviously
Well,
being there.
why would
but
you
the
not just put
position
Brock at 10 then? Why are you replacing Jordan Love? Why are you knocking Jordan off his perch?
Because I as a personal
Q, I think that's just a personal
choice,
attack against the Packers.
Well, I'll say
I'm
this:
I'm
I'd
a
take
cheesehead. Where to Vince Lombardi? You know what I'm saying, where to Vince?
Wins.
Wins.
I will say,
Vince.
I definitely take Jordan Love and Brock Purdy over Drake May at this stage. But outside of the off conversations that we've had, bringing up a lot of terrible quarterbacks, I think everybody that was named in this list and as an actual honorable mention, I think deserves to be there. I don't think we can really put any other quarterback in the league in the top, what? We had 11 and 3 honorable mentions. So we basically had like a top 14, technically. I don't think I'd take any other quarterback in the league and say that they're top 14 right now. So I think together we made a pretty good list. I just am not super happy with the order, but it is what it is.
What I think will be fun is if we do this next season too, seeing who climbs in there. Does Tyler Shuff lead the Saints to a Super Bowl in his sophomore year? Does Tyler Shuff end up in the top 10? Does Drake May completely fall off? No CJ Stroud mention. This, you know what I mean? He's the original Subway worker. Talk about throwing Italian BMTs down the field. Like, CJ Stroud's up there, you know? Who are we going to see? No honorable mention for Dougie Mills as well. No love for the backup QBs. It felt like the year of backup QBs as well. Marcus Mariota stepping in. No JD5. If we did this last season, you'd probably say JD5 was a top 10 QB. I mean, depending on the instructions from the man who asked for the lists, you know? But, yeah, boys, that's our top 10. Let us know what you think about our top 10 in the comments below. If you did enjoy this video, make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. You know the vibes. Let us know in the comments which position group you want to see next. Running backs, wide receivers, we'll only do it if there's support, even though the lists are already done. And, question before we go. I wanted to put this out there because if we are going to do multiple position groups in this little run, do we think there is a polar bear in our top 10? Because honestly,
the quarterbacks.
This QBs.
Yeah, honestly, I'm looking at our top 10 list. I don't see a polar bear.
Sam Darnold.
He's just won the Super Bowl.
What is Sam Darnold doing in Arlington, Texas?
He's just won the Super Bowl after a 14-win regular season, back to back 14 wins. Key. You can't argue with the statistics.
He can. Oh, it can.
And he's in 10th. You know what I mean? But anyway.
What's a polar bear doing in Arlington, Texas?
You might see a polar bear in a few of the other position groups, but I just wanted to point it out there.
Especially the wide receivers.
Oh boy, if you knew who I voted at 10 on my wide receiver list, boy, that's the biggest polar bear you'll ever see. You know what I mean? This is a king polar bear. Like this is the bear that fucking DiCaprio fought in The Revenant. That wasn't even a polar bear, but just in fact, you know what it is? I know. Do you know what it is though? It's a rune bear from Elden Ring. That's how big of a bear this vote is that I've got on the wide receiver list. So make sure you stay tuned for that. In fact, we haven't made our wide receiver list yet, have we, boys? Because we need to see support from the comments if they do want to see that. What? Anyway, yeah. Let's sign off. Like, comment, share, subscribe. You know the vibes. We'll catch us next time. If there is a next time. If not, we'll see you next season. There will be a next time. Take it easy, people, man.
So you taking... So if I said to you right now, like, you can replay last season, but you have Lamar Jackson, a QB for the Seattle Seahawks, and you have Sam Darnold, or you can have Sam Darnold. You're saying, yeah, give me Sam Darnold.
Am I taking based on how they performed last season?
You're taking 8 games of Lamar Jackson, or like 13 games, whatever the hell he played, of Lamar Jackson.
I swear it was way less than 13 games.
I don't know.
I was on the bench in fantasy all year.
I'm sure he played 13.
And even when he came back, he looked kind of arse.
But 13 games of Lamar Jackson over 17 of Sammy D minus playoffs.
Based on last season, yeah, I'm taking Sammy D over Lamar.
It's madness.
I just am.
Well, I think it's unfair to say based on last season, because
that was his question.
Into last season, yeah. Well, I'm trying to give you like a different question here.
Yeah.
Like if you're going into next season, or you're going into last season without the knowledge of what happens, do you take
for sure.
Lamar?
If you said to me right now, if a guy came up to me in the street, first of all, don't speak to me. Who are you?
Elbowed.
Yeah. If a guy came up to me, if a girl came up to me in the street though, don't speak to me. I'm scared. I'm nervous. Palms are sweaty.
Yeah, fucking for real.
So who's going to come up to me in the street then? I don't know.
You can hit hard like this, but I can hit way harder like...
Let's say an alien comes up to me in the street, right? How did you get here? If Bad Bunny came up to me in the street and said, hey. No, okay. If a guy came up to me in the street and said, I know nothing about the NFL, who are the best players in the NFL? I'm going to tell him about the Emerald City Route Artist. Sorry, again, I need to stop making jokes. Let me land this point seriously. If a guy said, who's the top 4 quarterbacks in the NFL? I'm going to say Patrick Mahomes. He's the greatest of our generation. I'm going to say Lamar Jackson. He's the guy who got me back into the sport. He's got wheels for days. He makes the impossible look possible. I'm going to say Josh Allen. He's fucking Superman. He can put the team on his back, even though he has players out there playing like a bum. We give that grace to young players. At number 4, I'm going to say, hey, there's a guy called Joe Burrow. He gets injured a lot, but when he's not injured, he's one of the best I've ever seen. He makes the impossible look so.
Still more possible when he's not injured.
But then if you say to me, who's the best players in the NFL last season? I'm going to say Matthew Stafford. I'm going to say Dak Prescott, Drake May, Trevor Lawrence. Before I mention my homeboy or Lamar, because they didn't do enough, or Joe Burrow. Do you know what I mean? You get me?
I get it, but I'm not here for
that.
I get it, but I'm not here for it.
So
I honestly, I just can't wait for the running backs. I'm looking at my running back list, and I know for a fact a lot of it's going to be different.
Just wait for the running back list, because somebody voted for a wide receiver in the running back list. You know what I mean? So when we get to that honourable mention, because I can confirm it was only one person who voted for the wide receiver,
Oh,
so they didn't
no.
make our top 10. But
Are we being dead ass?
dead ass. But that's a
Please, wait,
that's
I'm
a
looking at
shout for
mine.
another day.
Wait. It
That's,
wasn't me, I don't
that's a
think.
call for another day, though.
Yeah.
We'll get to that in that video because I don't want to spoil anything.
What the hell did you do?
Bro, just wait and find out. We'll get to that next week. Or will we? Will there be enough support on this video? Guys, can we hit 1 billion likes on this video for another part? Send this to Mr. Beast and get him to send me $1 bazillion. Otherwise, we're not doing part 2.
I just want to know Scott's wide
dude.
receivers, man. Honestly, that's going to be hilarious.
Receiver. Receiver?
Can't wait.
Now, I know what you're thinking, but I do actually know her very well, and she has a boyfriend now, so can we not talk about it? Anyway,
Receiver, if she'll let me.